Hello and welcome, and I definitely wasn't distracted by my phone at that time. Oh, that's the wrong scene. There we go. Hi.
N- Hi.
Hi, Falcon.
Yeah. Hello. Yes. I know you've never been distracted by your phone in your entire life. So
No,
good job.
no, I was getting a text message from my boss being like, hey, can you start at
What?
midnight tonight? And I was like, the store manager already asked me that like 3 days ago. Why are we getting asked again?
Because communication is hard. That's
It's
what I've
true.
learned.
It's true. Yeah.
Dude, we just.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
Oh, I just said, yeah, Daniel asked me days ago. And then
Yeah.
I was also asked to do overtime on the 30th, which is like Halloween. And I just said, I'll think about that because there was like 4 seconds before the intro song ended, and I didn't want to pull out in the calendar and see what I had planned. And,
Smart. Good
yeah.
call. Yep.
Ooh.
Well, all right. Yeah. We. So we do automation in our testing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And today, one of our managers in the stand up meeting that we have in the morning said, wow. You plugged the automation into TestRail, which is our place where we track tests.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Good job. And like we did that like, I don't know, 6 years ago. It's like,
Okay.
how have you been here? He's been here for probably 4 years. And I'm like, how did you miss that?
Oh, so he's like recently brought this up. Like,
He brought it up today.
okay.
He's like, hey, great job, QA team. That's really useful. Excellent work. And he's probably wondering like why nobody responded. And it's because we were like,
It's been like that
dude.
forever. There are people working here who've never known any different. Like,
right. But he's like the nicest guy in the world. So it didn't be like, you dumbass. Like, how
right.
do you have your job? Like, you should know these things. Just whatever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let it ride. That's what we did. Just let it ride. I'm sure he forgot. I'm sure if you asked him right now, you're like, hey, remember that thing you said about QA this morning? He's like, nope. No idea.
I don't know, dude. I say a lot about QA. Yeah. Which time,
I guess I just water off a duck's back with him. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
he this summer his adventure was
Mm.
that he was going to move his family to Texas from
Oh,
Utah. Right?
yep.
He sold his house in Utah without having purchased a new home in Texas
Brilliant.
or seen a
Eh.
home in Texas.
He hadn't
There
even
was
looked.
one like he and his wife had an idea that they wanted to buy.
Uh-huh.
That was like what was supporting them
What,
moving to Texas.
what are we talking about Texas? Because like Texas is big and house prices like vary. So it's like, oh, he wanted to buy
Yeah.
something in like downtown Austin, which is like really expensive, or like middle of nowhere, West Texas.
Right. I
kind
don't
of
I don't think
country.
no, I don't think cost was the issue here. So what happened
Well,
was they had an idea of a home they wanted to buy.
no. I'm just saying cost and availability. So if like you wanted to get into a car and be like, okay, we can live in like a hotel for 2 weeks while we buy this house in a town that's got like 50 houses for sale because they're all 200,000, versus let's go live in a hotel for 2 weeks while we try to compete with 60 other people for the four $800,000 apartments on the market.
Yeah. I mean,
That's my point.
considering interest rates are like at 7-8% right now, the housing market has really cooled off, and there are lots of houses on the market because nobody wants that interest rate, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So they moved down there. They take a look at the house they had their eye on the listing online, and they're like, "Huh, we don't want this house. It was available at
Mm-hmm.
the price they wanted, but they don't want it."
Okay.
So the next thing I know, they bought a house in Florida, so they live there now. It's just like, well,
Sure.
adventurous. I was
I
like,
mean,
how?
sure.
What?
Why not?
What was that conversation?
I don't. I have no idea.
Right, right. I bring it up only because I think that's like how this dude's brain works. He's just floating out there, no concrete plans, no concrete understanding of anything, just
uh-huh.
doing stuff, and you end up somewhere at the end.
I mean, if he's happy, good for him.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to work for him. Maybe don't overthink stuff. Maybe that's the lesson here, you know?
Maybe.
Maybe don't pay attention to the details at your job. You're happier if you don't.
Helps to get a job where you can work anywhere in the country, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Definitely a bonus of
Mhm.
working where I work. So,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we didn't get raises this year, but at the same time, I'm not sure if there's any other companies in the valley that are like 100% work from home at this point.
Oh, okay.
There's been this big push for getting people back to the office, and it's
Mm.
like, oh, you guys, why? Why do you hate us? But my company's like, we sublet the office, so like we can't. Eh,
Yeah, that
keep it
works.
going, guys. You're
Works for us.
awesome.
Yeah, I saw a Reddit post that was like linking a news article from somewhere that says the push to get back into the office is going to cost people on average like 40 to 50 bucks per day just in like commuting, transportation, meals,
Yeah,
people looking after pets and stuff like that. And it's like, could we just not?
right.
Like, could we just
Well, and
not?
if you need childcare now, that's
That's also true.
way more than $50 a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it makes me sad. Like we had something beautiful. We had something beautiful working from home.
Yeah.
And then the dream wore off and went away, and we're left with a pumpkin and a single glass slipper.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the reference you're going for. Pumpkin.
And what?
For it took me a second to go, like, what does he mean by pumpkin? I guess it's October. I guess. Like,
Oh, yeah, I'm
no,
referencing the 1953 Disney movie.
no. Once you said glass slipper, I kind of got it. There's very
Right.
little things that reference glass slippers. You know.
That honestly might be the only thing that references glass slippers is Cinderella, because what an idea.
Right.
Is that even Hans Christian Andersen? Like, was that his idea?
I don't know. I think it's pretty brutal to be like, yes, you lady who's been like bullied by your aunts or whatever for your entire life, never known any luxury or comfort in doing all these chores. You wish to go to a ball, walk around in glass for the entire night. That's gotta kill, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's not even like a Dr. Scholl's like insert in there. It's just glass, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even wearing socks.
No.
Okay, so yeah, the glass slipper part of the story. So this Cinderella apparently is a story that just got cobbled together over like centuries.
As
Like
most
the
do.
yes, the origins could be anywhere between the year 350, like super old Egyptian stories, which is nuts, like
Mm-hmm.
BC. Anyway, the glass slipper got introduced around the 1800s. So yeah, that was pre-Disney. Disney wasn't like, we're going to come up
Mm-hmm.
with this glass slipper idea. They're like, no, we're going
No.
to steal this
Mm-hmm.
from whoever came up with the idea in the, medieval period.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
I guess that's not medieval. That's early industrial revolution times,
Sure.
1800s.
Yeah. 19th century.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyways,
I'm really surprised glass footwear never caught on, you know? People getting into shoes that instantly breaking and cutting everyone's feet almost instantly.
well, I think you could develop a glass shoe that was sturdy enough that it's not going to break, and like just by walking on it if you're careful, I guess.
I mean,
But
there are
yeah.
there are like platform shoes that have like fish tanks in them, or at
Yeah,
least
there you go.
like a
See?
ton of glass in the platform bit. So it's
Yeah.
you just don't make it the structural pieces, you know.
Right. Right. I don't know. I'm sure a celebrity of some kind was like, I want glass slippers for this next red carpet event, right? And so
Sure.
like they tried it and then they're like, oh, this sucks. Like this is really, really uncomfortable to wear, even heel something.
They made it entirely out of Prince Rupert's drops, so it was indestructible. You had to hit it with hit the tail with a hammer to get it off.
Just at the right angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, work from home is dead. Terrible.
Mhm.
Terrible move on humanity's part there. We
Sure.
I don't know. I got a couple of friends who are working at places where they get like 2 days at home, which sounds nice.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, it's way better than nothing, but still,
Yeah.
no commute is awesome. All right.
Hmm. I don't think I can work from home.
Yeah, right.
I just don't think I don't think I could work. Don't quite have the
Uh-huh.
facilities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That would be amazing though if somebody like built an industrial kitchen in their home and they're just like, come pick up the completed bread and stuff
Mm.
every day. I'll do it here, but I'm not coming in. How much
Yeah.
money would that be? That'd be like $200,000 of stuff.
Of like it'd be more than that just for the oven.
Oh gosh, that's right. Okay, fair. It's like $1 million.
Probably. It's probably closer to that, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if you were to do it at your own leisure, you just had like it's got to be ready by 7, and you didn't have to like clock on it. You just could do it as you wanted. You could probably like spread it out over more time and get smaller equipment, right? That would be stuff that can't do as much but doesn't take up as much space, a little cheaper. You could probably
Yeah,
get it
okay.
into. You could probably cut that number down by a fair bit. Um,
Yeah, but still it'd be way too much of an investment to be worth anything.
oh yeah, who would have the space? Uh,
Right.
B, who wants to have a food safety audit in your home?
Yeah. Yeah. You mean could you convert a garage, like a 3-car garage?
Sure, yeah, 3-car garage
Yeah.
would fit it easy. Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm sure someone's thought about this before, but
Yeah, I mean, I assume someone's thought about this in the same way that's how independent bakeries started. They were like, let's make
yeah.
bread at home and just sell it to people as they walk by because we live in this town, right?
Right. We'll just have freshly baking bread scent wafting over people as they walk past, and they will not be able to stop themselves from coming in.
Basically.
Genius. Yep.
Yeah.
No, not wrong. And then, yeah, why work for the man? You can work for yourself. So much better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. All right. What else is going on? Do we have a GSL cast coming in like 8
Tonight.
hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. We sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think
We can talk about the results of Group A and B
sure can.
because they're worth mentioning at least. Good grief.
Yeah. Let's start with Group A, which is
Yeah.
Creator, Solar, Scarlet, Maru, in that
Yep.
order.
Which what?
Maru, what happened, buddy?
I don't know. So yeah, so Morrow first faces off against Scarlet, who's having a pretty good 2023, but like
Mm-hmm.
nobody was thinking she was gonna 2-0 Morrow.
Right.
Nope, not a single person, but that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then creators like PVZ, who struggles with PVZ in 2-0 Solar,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2-1 Scarlet. It's like, all right, PVZ's, I guess it's figured out. I don't know, man.
Good patch
I mean,
for
look,
it.
it wasn't top 4 Zerg, right? It's Solar, who's the 5th best Zerg, and so defeating him is kind of like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He's still amazing, though.
Right.
And then Solar beats Maru because either Terran's nothing now or Maru is just having the worst day. Because even previous times when Maru's like, oh, what happened to Maru? He's getting beat by stats,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's not getting crushed by 5th best Zerg in the world Solar or 27th best Zerg in the world Scarlet at this point.
Right.
Very strange. And then there's a ZVZ at the end, which I don't care about, but Solar beats Scarlet because ZVZ. It's fun. Whee!
Okay, so these are best of 3. Let's
Yes.
just see what Aligalak thinks Maru versus Solar is. Like,
Okay.
what does it think the odds are?
Ligulac computer, tell us the truth.
So Solar won 2-1. It puts it at a 19% chance of that outcome.
Right. So what the is it the patch? Is it a combination of the patch and Maru just being not Maru that day?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be a combination of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll see how we've got Beyond and Dark in Group C and DRG. We've got I don't know, Sue, but Sue and Gumio in Group D.
Thank God those are 2 outlier players for their races.
But Dark and Beyond will be good. It'll be a good matchup in Group C.
Yes, that one
Coming in
was
8
good.
hours. Yeah. But just, man, Maru, last place. Like, Maru, not third place. He dropped a map that he shouldn't have dropped, and he's in third place. Too bad, Maru. Better luck next time. It's 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
Won a single map.
Yep. Yeah, it's it's Maru not showing up. I suppose that's
Right.
that Maru's back.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of these games yet? Curiosity.
Yeah. I cast the Scarlet Maru,
Okay.
those 2 games.
hmm I saw that Pig had cast Scarlet Solar because they played a 9-minute best of 3.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Not surprised at all.
uh 9 minutes. It's gonna be a record, right?
No.
No.
Goodness, no. For a best of 3 professional ZVZ, heck no.
Find me
Like,
another shorter one, please.
I mean, come on. One of the games is a pool first. The other one is a pull the boys proxy spine crawlers. Done. Right?
No, that's not what happened.
No, but I'm saying that's happened, right?
Can I get a source?
Are you?
Look, I just want
That's
to see.
wild and outrageous. What a claim, Falcon. Prove it.
I'm not saying those maps don't happen. I'm not saying that Zergs don't have really quick games. I just want to know what's the shortest professional game ever. Like, what's the shortest match ever?
We can do better than 9 minutes.
For a best of 3?
It was only 2 maps. It wasn't even 3.
Okay, sure.
2 games for 2. You should say for 2 games. Yeah, for 2 games.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't want to look into it. So you win. Good job. This is the shortest best of 3 ZZ in all time. Way to go, Scarlet and Solar.
It can't be a lot of work for you. You're just looking at ZVZs. You're not looking at any other matchup.
Where does it keep track of game time?
YouTube.
I have to go watch every ZVZ?
Yeah.
That sounds horrible. I don't want to do that. I hate ZVZ.
You can skip to the end.
That's true. That's true. I don't have to watch it. Just see how long it was. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm going to be really mad if I go to like GSL season 2 and the first match I look at is a ZVZ and it's like 8 minutes. It's like, all right. What a waste of time.
Yeah. Okay. Don't do it then. Fine.
Fine. I won't. Someone else can do it. Someone else can do that work. Like I said, you win. Shortest ZVZ ever. Way to go. All right. So yeah, Group B was Terran time, but it's all TVPs. It's not TVZs. So, and what's crazy about this too? So it's Cure, Bunny, Nightmare, and Stats. What's crazy about it is a lot of the changes in this current patch were specifically to help Protoss in the TVP matchup. Like specifically call outs. Like we made Ravens worse. So they can't disable both of your Colossus on their first push, right? Ghost Snipe is not as good. What was something else they did specifically for this? I can't remember, but they did some things. And then we come out and go Cure 2-0 Stats, Bunny 2-0 Nightmare, Cure 2-0 Bunny, Bunny 2-0 Nightmare. It's just like Protoss did not win a single PvT match the entire day. That is so sad.
So I did a little quick Googling, and
okay.
I only found one map, and so if they played a best of anything, it was probably faster, like short of like a best of 5. So if they played a best of 3, it's probably faster because there's a Naniwa versus Nesty that went for 49 seconds. Like map 1 was 49 seconds.
Worker Rush?
Yeah.
So like Worker Rush shows up, other players like, I'm not ready for that, dead.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, it's not a ZVZ, but it is shorter.
Yeah, no kidding. That's hilarious.
Okay, so back to the group.
That's
Terrans
all.
win,
Just
Protoss lose, everybody's sad.
I mean, part of the problem here is that stats is not quite stats,
Hmm.
and he hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, well, he was in military for a couple of years, so he's
Right.
just back, and it's like, okay, well, we need to like give him 3 years to sort himself out, apparently.
Yeah.
And the other
Mm,
Protoss here is Nightmare, who's, you know, I would still say like C tier, you know, for
I was
GSL.
Yeah, I was gonna try to look him up, but Aligulac is not loading for me, so that's cool.
Okay.
What the heck, Aligulac? What's going on?
I don't know. Yeah, bad gateway.
Bad gateway. Oh, it's dead. All right, cool. We have to do this top of our heads. Yeah, for sure. C tier. I wouldn't put him A tier or B tier.
Mm-hmm.
C tier. So I mean, yeah, for him to get 2-0'd by Bunny
Mm-hmm.
twice is just not anything I'm worried about, really.
Yeah. On the other hand, of the other end of that spectrum is Cure, who is really, really good. You know,
Yes.
he's won a GSL at this point, hasn't he? I can never remember. I
Yeah.
think this is the same thing I say about Cure every time, which is I don't remember when he wins.
Well, and I thought it was last year, but it was 2 years ago. So remembering what Cure has done is difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, he has a GSL, but not really gotten close since then. So if he makes it to like a quarterfinal in this one, that's going to be a big win for him, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was the PVT group, and
Well, he has made it.
Protoss got their heads bashed in.
Yeah. Well, Protoss still have like Estrella and like Classic and Hero,
Yeah, certainly.
Creator. You know.
Yeah. So I think some better Protoss are ready to go. So we'll
Hmm.
see. I'm going to take more stock in the result in Group C and Group D than I did in Group B, is all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic groups, really.
Hmm.
Dark and Bjorn alone are like better than anything we got in Group A
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
B.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then Astray and DRG are scrappy and fun. They can take maps off people.
Mm. I they could surprise us. I'll hold out hope. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's what makes it fun, right? If it was
Yeah.
just chalk every time, it'd be boring to watch. So,
Mm. Mm.
yeah. And then Group D in a couple more days, Gumio, Hero, Classic, and Sue.
No one like stands out. I think maybe Classic. Like by
Maybe.
like a whisker hair or something. He's above the rest of them. You know.
I mean, Hero was winning GSLs last year.
Last year or like,
I think so.
are we sure?
I mean, I just said I think so, so probably not. Let's see.
2022, he won a DreamHack Masters Atlanta. And a Code S, yeah.
Yeah, okay. When was that? 2022?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
A year and a half ago.
he did a thing
Yep. He should have.
that Protoss players have not really done. So,
Sure.
yeah. So I could see, I mean, I could definitely see him coming out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Look like working again. No. Okay. Wow. I think that's it for StarCraft. Like,
I think so.
any other events going on soon? Mm, yeah, so Winter's got a page, but that's not until December. Great, thanks. Thanks for
So
claiming that's an
winter.
ongoing tournament, not an upcoming one.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Liquipedia.
Yeah. I will, in brief Brood War news, say that a Zerg player won the last ASL after 3 straight Terran wins. So that's happy news for Zergs everywhere, and Protoss is still upset in the Brood War sphere.
Uh-huh. When was the last time Protoss won?
Oh, man.
1990.
1999. The game came out in 98. I don't think ASL's been around long enough for that.
I always think of Brood War as being like an 80s game. don't know.
Really?
It just looks so old. Yeah,
80s.
it looks like a game that came out 40 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mini won an ASL back in August of 2021.
Oh, okay.
So coming up on 2.5 years.
Hmm.
And then before that, it was March 2018. So they've won twice in the last 5 years, and they do 2 of these a year. So
Sounds like they need a patch.
I don't know. So look, so we'll just so this thing started technically in 2015. So it goes Zerg, Terran, Zerg, Protoss, Terran, Terran, Terran. Those are all Flash, by the way.
Of course.
Protoss, Zerg, Terran, Terran, Zerg, 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 Protoss, Terran, 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 Zerg.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad distribution. Protoss is obviously underrepresented, but the Zerg Terran split is pretty good. I mean, for a game that hasn't had a balance patch since like 2002, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. Zergs are happy. Protoss are still sad. Terran's like, wanted to get 4 in a row. No, not allowed.
Gotta play StarCraft 2 if you want that.
Definitely. All right, cool. So that's enough StarCraft that you don't care about. Oh, and Baldur's Gate news. So if you've been following our Baldur's Gate adventures, you know we tried very hard to turn into mind flayers in our second playthrough together. Like really, really hard.
We did everything in our, mortal powers to not get the astral prism in our pockets,
which protects us from turning into mind flayers.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
We did not. And in fact, if the more you try, the more the game is like, hey, here's Shadowheart.
Oh, man. That sequence of like you ignore her on the ship and then she's on the beach. You ignore her there and she's in the grove. And you ignore her there and she's jumps out from behind a bush to save you with the astral prism. It's the like Shadowheart is a stalker in this game if you make her be a stalker. Because the game's like, dude, play the storyline. And we're like, no, this game is about player choice. We want to turn into mind flayers.
I really wanted to like start the game again and just let her out of the pod on the mind flayer ship, and then just kill her. Like she'll be in the party, you just smack her a couple times. She's lying down on the ground, and then you just walk away.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
Because then she can't be in the grove because she's dead.
And she can't pop up behind a bush because she's dead.
Oh, we have to do that now. I'm sure the game will still magically reverse pickpocket us and put the artifact in our pocket in Act 2 like they did. But I'm curious how they handle the Shadowheart jumps out from behind a bush scenario if she's dead.
Right.
Because it's part of the game. You get to a certain part of the game and you get assaulted by the Elder Brain and they're going to turn you into a mind flayer if you don't have the artifact. And we didn't have it. And you're supposed to have it, and then Shadowheart jumps out. But if she's gone, maybe we can get it there. It's like a speedrun category, like fastest to turn into a mind flayer.
Maybe
they'll do that. Oh yeah. Well, because we did a similar thing with Gale. Basically, Gale's storyline is that he's going to explode, blah blah blah. The goddess Mistra sends the mighty wizard Elminster to come tell him, like, we have options here. If you just kill Elminster, then Gale doesn't have those options, and his storyline just sort of ends.
Yeah, he just kind of goes, I can't control my magical curse anymore, so I'm leaving the party. Bye.
I'm curious if we could have kept him if you weren't, like,
trying to be jovial
flippant about it.
I was trying to have a joke with him and be like, make sure you get away from here as quick as you can, buddy. Because he's kind of a good demeanor kind of character. And he was just like not responding. He's like, I'm leaving to die alone in the woods. Don't make a joke about it. Which,
And then
yeah, I
he like
suppose
sprints away. He moves faster than we've ever seen him move.
he
He's
casts
gone.
haste on himself, long
Yeah.
strider, and you know, um, so yeah.
Sprinted a couple times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he gone.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at speedrunning categories for Baldur's Gate 3. There are
Uh-huh.
3. There's any percent no Gale, and sex percent.
Any percent no Gale?
Yes. So
Why on earth is it just no Gale? Why isn't it
be,
like, why aren't there categories for no anybody? You know what I mean?
because Gale specifically has a faster one, like the fastest you can do. So the any percent, which can include Gale, is 3 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
How? Do they
I
consider end the game like you turn into a mind flayer?
or if you're
Or get
Gale and you use the nuke in his chest, you just self
right.
detonate. That ends the game. That's what it's counting. So
But
you I assume you can start the game as Gale to do
uh-huh.
this, and it's much faster.
I thought we don't know about that option until Elminster shows up.
Yeah, maybe you can get there in 3 minutes. Well,
I have questions. I need to find one of these on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. That is amazing though. If the game's like, you are Gale, you have ancient explosive magic in you because you did some dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, you can detonate it now. Press the Y key to detonate now.
Right.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. Yeah. So eventually, Somicron did the nice thing and found out a way to turn us into mind flayers without resisting ye old artifact.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yep.
was nice. I was
Yeah.
happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm I'm
It's,
a good guy.
I mean, it's kind of boring though, because it just requires you to go back to an earlier act in the game when you're already basically at Act 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, okay, bam, mind flayer, game over. It's like, all right, well,
So I've actually known you could do that.
for a while.
Like most of our first playthrough.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. The throwing. So your part of the game requires you to get these 3 magic stones by defeating that god's chosen. Throwing those will give you the same cutscene, but you have to throw it in a very particular way. You have to like put it in a vase and then throw it, because if
Right.
it's like you just throw it, it like comes back to you magically.
Yeah. Which is annoying, but yeah,
Yeah. But hey, we got there. We got there in the end.
we did.
Yep.
And we need to try putting the artifact in a box or a vase and throwing it. So
Mm-hmm.
worth a shot. Again, the game is all about player choice, and I just think Larian should give us the choice to be able to turn into mind enslaved mind flayers
Mm-hmm.
if we want to. Gosh darn it!
Yep. Yep.
You let us massacre a whole grove of innocent tieflings to bang some drow paladin lady. So come on, we can do bad stuff. Let us do bad stuff.
Yeah, let us be enslaved. Come on.
Yeah. It's the end of the game anyway. It's not like it's fun. You just get enslaved and then it's over.
Yeah, then you reload the game.
It would be kind of cool if there was a whole secret sub game of you as an enslaved thrall to the Elder Brain helping to conquer Faerun.
Like, we need you
Dude.
to do this, and you have to go around and kill all the other typical NPCs. It's like,
Yeah.
these are the people with the power to stop us.
Yeah, you have to find other heroic parties and wipe them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'd have to make it very long if you didn't want to like spend time on it, but
Right.
you need to email Larian right now. It's like, hey,
We've got a DLC idea. Come on.
yeah, totally. People will love this. Awesome. So yeah, game's great.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun. You know what I was thinking? You know the part where you have to rescue the prisoners from the underwater prison?
Yeah.
Your ability to run 8 miles in one turn is going to come in real handy there.
Quite likely, yes.
Yeah.
Uh, in theory, I can actually get it even faster.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I mean, actually, does Baldur's Gate 3 have the Long Strider spell?
I think so. I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it does look like it. Level 1 spell. So if I get
Yep.
another wizard, because I am missing a
We're out a
companion.
wizard.
Yeah, we're down one wizard. Um, I can cast Long Strider, which would increase my movement speed by 3 meters. So every dash would be another 3 meters plus haste. So that's an extra at least 12 meters of movement in total, getting me up to over 100 almost.
Dang.
I think there is also gear we could have found in the game that's like, you can increase your movement speed by 3 or whatever.
Yeah. So just kind of stack that stuff.
Yeah, it'd be neat. Just
Yeah.
run
No,
through.
sounds good.
I mean, here's the thing: we've got to do it differently, though. I can't just go in there and rescue everyone.
But if you rescue them super fast.
Don't forget, I gotta free them, and then they gotta run to the exit.
Yeah. Like, remember how close we cut it last time?
We said like 2 turns, didn't we?
No, we did not. I remember thinking that either me or who was I running with? I don't remember who was there at the time. Either me or my companion were just going to get left. And then we figured something clever out and like, oh, okay, we got it.
Yeah, it sounds like we got it.
Yeah, we did. Nobody got left behind, but it was a near thing, I feel like. Anyway, okay. So what's your idea?
Uh, we get because the is Will's dad there, Duke Ravengard. Is he down there?
I think so.
We get him, but we leave everyone else.
Ooh, okay.
Because we've already killed a bunch of the gnomes, or like let them die, or and that's basically all that else is down there is the gnomes that are working on the.
Well, no. It's different though. The gnomes that we've gotten killed are different gnomes. They're Gondian elves or whatever. The family members of the ones working in the Steel Watch Foundry are down there.
Okay. So we still kill them, well, we don't kill them. We let them die because I want
Okay.
to see what happens to the ones working in the foundry when they find out that all their family is dead.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, so maybe they like revolt or go on a hunger strike or something.
What's funny is I read a Reddit thread earlier today where it's like if you go rescue the Gondian family members that are in the prison and then go to the Steel Watch Foundry, all of the workers are rioting and they have no sense of self-preservation.
That is what we did in our game.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
And they did okay. No, we lost
Nope.
the blind one.
We lost a lot of them downstairs before the boss.
That's right. Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, they have a special love for standing in the range of steel watchers as they're going to blow up. So,
Which really means what we need to do. No, I was gonna say we need to go kill Gortash before, but he's not controlling them. He just has a bunch, so you need to shut it down. Otherwise, they help with the Gortash fight.
I mean, if we want to fight like 12 steel watchers, then okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we could kill them pretty easily, I think.
I mean, we're pretty good. I don't know if we're that good.
I think we can do it. I have faith.
Okay. I don't know. I just think go to the Steel Watch Foundry first. Kill all of the steel watchers and all the overseers.
Then go free people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that way the Gondians don't have to do any fighting because they suck at it.
It's true.
They are really bad.
You mean indentured slave labor is not good at fighting? Hmm.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between not being great at fighting and like running into an explosive blast radius just to make sure you're there when it goes up.
But
That's all I'm
they're
saying.
trying to get to the door. They just don't have any movement this time. It's not their fault.
They're just panic running. Ah! And they end up in a really bad place.
Hmm. They couldn't know that the steel watch explode when they die.
Right. How would they know that? They're only building them. Dumb Gondians. Maybe the racist. Who is the guy that's super racist about him? Forgot what his name is. It's not Wolverine. Wolverine's a nice guy. But his buddy in our last playthrough is constantly like, the Gondians are building weapons of mass destruction. They must
Oh,
all be exterminated. And it's like, they're
right.
literally captive, you moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. He was so mad. Like,
Uh,
all the Gondians must be killed. And it's like, they're not doing this of their own free will. What are you talking about? Yeah, a little scary. A little scary. I think we killed him.
I think we did. Yeah.
We're like, your genocidal ways do not belong in Faerun. I'm sorry, sir.
Mhm.
And then they pretty much all died anyway. So I don't know. Maybe he's okay with it. He
Maybe.
won. Oh no, we didn't kill him
We didn't?
because we blew up the foundry and we
Yeah.
came out and he was like, excellent. Look at all these dead Gondians. They got what was coming to them.
I do
We were
not
like,
remember that.
man.
I'll be honest, I don't remember that. Because I remember getting out there and being like, well, here's Volar. I think that was on the way in. He was like,
That was on the way in. He
yeah,
was
that's what
captured.
what I remember about being on the outside of the foundry.
Yeah. Ah, good stuff. Good game.
Mm-hmm. Good.
All right. That's Baldur's Gate. What else do we have here?
Um,
I watched the Demon Slayer Swordsman Village arc.
Oh, Samurai Sniff is back again.
Samurai Sniff is back again, and he does so much sniff.
Does he? Doesn't
So
even
much
surprise
sniff.
me. How many times have they like drawn attention to him smelling things in this season so far?
Oh, what is it, like 6 or 8 episodes? At least once an episode.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely. And that's the thing I just want to say is, well, number one, ever since freaking Crunchyroll and Funimation merged,
mm-hmm.
it used to be there was stuff on either platform you could watch with commercials and not be a premium member, but now a bunch of stuff is locked behind premium. You can't watch it at all unless you're premium. And I'm like, I freaking hate you guys.
Are you not a Crunchyroll premium member?
I mean, I have been in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but now that they're forcing me into it, I am not doing it in protest.
Look, if money's tight, I can lend you my login. I'm here for you, buddy. Right. Can you meet order a pizza too for dinner? Like, are you eating well? You've been losing a lot of weight. You've been claiming that's diet and exercise, but can you just not afford to eat? Is that what's going on?
Yep, starving to death. It's rough. So anyway, I'm doing my hunger strike, and it just shows up on Netflix.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, what? Okay, cool. I could just go to Netflix one day, and it's like, here's the Demon Slayer latest arc, and I'm like, oh, all right. I'm already paying for Netflix, so it's basically free. So that's how I watched it.
Fair enough. I have.
But yeah, so just my overall point, just to get there, is it's like just more of the same. It's everything about it that you didn't like is there. Anything you liked about it is also there.
Okay, yeah.
There's really nothing new. We fight some bigger demons, like higher ranked, scarier ones. Oh, quick spoiler alert. So you know how his little sister Nezuko is like demon transitionary?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So at the end of this, in the final episode, they're fighting the demons and the sun starts coming up. And Nezuko doesn't have her box and she's out in the middle of a field. And she gets caught out in the sun and she's like, "Rah!" And Tanjiro's like, oh no, Nezuko is dead. And I'm like, this show doesn't have the stones to kill Nezuko. And guess what? She didn't die. She gets turned back into human,
Yeah.
sort of.
Uh-huh. I would just like to, for the record, state at this point that I have read the end of the wiki, so I know
Okay,
all of
so
the
you know
spoilers
all
for the
this
manga.
stuff.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. But like she's not back. She's this weird parroting automaton version of a human. Who
Hmm.
just like repeats stuff back to people and is happy a lot. And it's like this is
Interesting.
not I don't think what Tanjiro's goal was.
Mm.
It's to
Yeah.
get back this weird like mind wiped sister.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the big thing that really happens. The rest of it's like, meh. Gets a new sword, learns some new moves.
Learn some more
There's
breathing techniques. Let him do stuff.
no, actually, he didn't learn any new breathing techniques.
Oh wow. Okay.
He started to do Zenitsu's like super charge rush
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Sure.
So I guess that counts. But it's not a breathing technique. It's like concentrating all the power in your body into your legs,
Okay,
which
so it's
that's
like
a
a
thing you can do.
chi or chakra kind of
Yes.
inspired attack.
Uh-huh. It totally is. He
Very
mostly uses
Naruto.
it just oh yeah. He just mostly uses it to like get somewhere fast though, because he's been fighting for a long time and his legs are giving out and he can't run anymore. So he's like, I'll just do this thing. It's like, well, I don't know what rush attacks are any less of a problem on your legs, sir, but all right.
Right.
You do what you need to do.
It sounds like Deku being like, my arms are ruined because I keep having to heal them after I break them using one for all power.
Yes.
I guess I'll learn how to do like a double punch or an uppercut. Just
He does go to legs eventually. He's like, my
eventually.
arms are made out of mincemeat, but I still have my legs. And it's like, oh no, your legs will be mincemeat now.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh man. Anyway, and then there's this weird storyline of like the Hashira and Tanjiro have these tattoos that one of the higher ranked demons like that. Those are like the tattoos that demons have. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. You might know what that means. They do dangle a little storyline hook there.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember what that means. 'Cause I was
Okay.
more when I was reading, I was more interested in like what are the final states of people, not what's getting them there or doing happening to them.
Right.
Uh,
No, that's fair.
yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm wondering is if there are just people in the world who have been tagged
Mhm.
and either the Demon Slayer Corps gets to them or Michael Jackson gets to them.
Mm.
But either way, they're going to be powerful regardless. They'll be turned into a demon or a demon slayer because they are especially gifted, and just how they use those gifts depends on what organization picks them up first.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
There's
Maybe.
more in common between the Hashira and the demons than maybe you're led to believe in the start. So,
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, animation's gorgeous. Like
I lo-
UFO table continues to just kick ass that way, which is nice.
the last Demon Slayer that I watched was the movie, and I loved the animation. I still am kind of iffy just on like the art style, right?
Ah, okay.
Because I don't know. It's not like fugly bad or anything like that, like where it's just like, what the hell am I looking at? It just looks maybe overdeveloped, where everyone's got like these weird eyes and then tattoos and their clothing's always in patterns,
Mhm.
where it's like there's just so much going on that when it is animated and everyone's doing like this really sick lightning attack, there's even more, and then there's a fireball, and I don't know.
It's like too extra, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. But I still loved at the end of that movie where I think it's Tanjiro is yelling at a demon who's running away into the forest about what a coward it is that like
Yeah.
we have to fight in the night because you will not come out in the day and you call us weak. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
That is pretty great. Oh, and so Michael Jackson's been looking for a way to be a daywalker since he was turned into a demon.
Okay.
So he somehow finds out that Nezuko can be in the sun now, and he's like, "That's it. That's the secret to daywalking. Gotta
Mind
get her
wiping.
now." No, I don't know. Whatever it is, like whatever happened there, they don't know. He just wants to kidnap Nezuko. So like now there's this like super extra personal angle to it for Tanjiro because
Mm,
before it was just like
his
this guy's
family.
killing the demons are killing a lot of people. He wants revenge on for his family.
But now it's personal.
But now it's extra personal because Nezuko's not dead. She's alive.
Right. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're basically like Nezuko has to be able to control it and never eat a human, and
Yeah.
she can like keep control. I'm gonna assume Michael Jackson's eating people. You know?
Hmm. Without a doubt. And he's creating more demons that are also eating people. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if this like avenue may be unavailable to him already. You know?
The day walking might. Oh, if the secret is that she just like never, she stayed in the transitory period,
Yeah.
never ate a human for a long enough time, and then got exposed to the sun. That's the process.
Yeah, like her body, after not
Ah,
feeding the demon part of her body, right, with other people, her human
yeah.
body was able to fight it off like an infection, and then a concentrated dose of vitamin D from sunlight fixed her.
That would be funny.
Hmm.
He's like, I've been looking for a way my entire life, and I finally found it. And it's like, no, it's locked out for you because you ate people. It's like, oh man.
But I guess I'll just have to rule from the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You get his backstory. It's kind of less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
He's this ancient feudal lord living in, in Japan and I don't know, whatever, centuries ago.
Hmm.
And he's dying and he's sick. And this doctor is giving him this stuff to try to cure him.
Hmm.
But Michael Jackson doesn't think it's working. So eventually he kills the doctor because he's an asshole.
Right.
And then it does work,
Huh.
but it turns him into a demon.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, okay. Fine. Like as far as origin stories go, I guess that's kind of interesting.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just been eternally pissed off that he can't be in the sunlight. He's been trying to figure out a way to do that. So,
Right. Right. Well,
because
good for him. I
vampire.
hope he gets it. I hope he gets his wish.
I'd be so happy. Yeah.
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 So
Anyway, Demon
there,
Slayer.
there is a new season of just like it's fall. Here's all the fall releases. So there's like 100
There's
new
eight,
anime.
18 more shitty isekai.
Oh, you have no idea. There are so many trash isekai this
Is
season.
it more than 18?
Let me. Well, okay. If we go by strict definitions of like a person gets transported to another world, right? Let's just make that our, or a person gets transported, right, to another time and place.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Okay. Let's just do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 7, 8, 9, I think. 10, sort of. This one's literally just called "Let me check the walkthrough first." Wow. So it's 11. Are we getting there? Is there more? I don't think that one's technically an isekai. Oh, Shangri-La Frontier, so it's 12.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, 13. 14, 15, 16. And that's just on
Holy.
Crunchyroll. They don't even have everything.
Oh.
You know, there's so many.
Man. They have to be getting views though. They're not
Yeah.
making this much isekai if people are like, on isekai. People are into it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that the English viewership isn't a concern at all.
Oh, interesting.
Because
Okay.
like these are light novels and manga that are probably selling in Japan, and
Yeah.
as a result, the anime is getting made for them, and then like international markets are secondary.
Okay, fine.
Because who was clamoring for the "I shall survive using potions" anime?
That's so bad. That is such a bad title. None of these titles are good.
I've read that light novel.
Oh, good.
It's
Is it
not good.
as basic and crappy as it sounds like it is?
It's relatively basic. It's relatively crappy. The show is worse.
Oof.
Like, I don't know. There's even less pacing in the show than there is in the book, and I think I might be transferring my slow reading onto the book's pacing. Uh, but you know, I'll give you a quick rundown of the plot. A woman dies because of a mistake God made, and so he's letting her reincarnate to another world, and the God there is going to do this God a favor because she wants to burn down with that God and give her a
Right.
bunch of magic powers, right? And so this
Mm.
woman is like, I need to get some magic powers, some cheat skills. I'm going to think of what would be the best power I could ever want in a fantasy world with magic and swords and stuff. The ability to make potions.
Oh my gosh.
Now, she can literally just pop like a Red Bull out of thin air if she wants, right? Like,
Okay. So I was going to say, like,
not
you still have to
crafting.
gather the ingredients and craft them.
No.
Okay, so she wants to be able to conjure potions out of nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
And she can also control the container that they're in. So she will eventually make potions out of like diamond containers on necklaces. So she has like the ability to just make diamonds and sell the necklace as jewelry and like gather all the money she wants.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. She can also put it in a sword and make the sword vibrate on a molecular level so it cuts through anything. She could make a potion into a tank and drive it around if she wanted. She chooses to run an orphanage and sell healing potions. Like, basic healing potions.
So it's just a lack of imagination is what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I'm like the author tries to have some scale with like, oh, and there's wars that happen over like her ability to make potions, but she's just like, well, it'll take me a day to solve this, you know. It's not a long arc. She like runs off and poisons some wells in the advance of the army, and they all have to like turn back because they have diarrhea. That's kind of it.
I mean, that's one way to do it, I suppose.
No.
Ugh. All right. Well, good. Thank you for experiencing it so that I would not have to wonder.
Are there any good shows coming out that I do recommend? That is an interesting question. So there's one that's got 2 episodes out, and I haven't watched the second episode, called 16-Bit Sensation, Another Layer. A woman goes back in time, so kind of an isekai. She gets transported by a video game. Because she works at a shitty Japanese game developer company as like a visual artist. And she wants to do character designs for shoujo games, which is like cute girl games. So like My Little Pony or something. Instead, they make low-budget porn. And she's unhappy with this. And a ghost shopkeeper, I think, gives her a magic game and sends her back in time to like the 40s. And she gets to work on all of her favorite games as they were being made.
To the 40s?
Yeah, it might have been the 60s.
Like, computer games were not even close to a thing in the 40s. Okay,
it's
back in time.
It might be the 90s.
Whatever it is. Yeah, somewhere back in time.
I'm just saying I enjoyed the first episode because it's this mix of like video games and actual like game dev rather than just like you're in a video game, you know?
Right. Which has been done to death.
Yeah. There's a show called Berserk of Gluttony, which the 3rd episode has a character who is unable to stop himself from talking to his telepathic sword in public in front of people, and that's like half the episode's conceit is like, this gets him into trouble. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Stop unbuttoning your sword, raising it to your face, and saying, I should throw you in a lake. Like, just stop.
Just don't do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that hard.
That show, I think I had to pause it every 4 minutes and just walk away for a little bit to be like, I want to try. I want to try and watch this shitty show so I can report back on it. Good. Nope. Took me so long.
Oh, wow. I'm
Mm.
proud of you for finishing the episode, I guess.
Thank you.
Shows much strength of character. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so one show that has a third episode out today, it's called Shy. And the first episode, the first 10 minutes really kind of hooked me in, thinking that this is like what's the My Hero Academia maybe, right? But it's
Yeah.
going to have some like the twist at the very beginning is this is a hero who couldn't save someone, and someone actually just like straight up died in their rescue attempt, right? I'm like, oh, okay, so this is going to be slightly more adult. It's going to hit on some issues, and maybe superheroes aren't always able to save the good guys. This is going to be a kind of grounded superhero story about this young teen superhero. No, it's 10 minutes later. It turns out the lady was just in hospital for a couple of days. You know, she can't walk now, but you know, your secret identity is going to bump into her in like a week, and you're going to get over the funk you're in about not being able to save this one person who's basically fine and would heal in time. You know, it pulled such a switcheroo, and I was very disappointed.
That's weird. They spend all this time setting it up, and then they're like, "Nah, it's fine."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know that there's actually any good shows out. Good new shows. I'm yet to find one. There are good shows returning. So like Spy X Family is good. The second season's coming out. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for someone else to be like, check these out, because the ones that I've watched, yeah, not doing it.
Fair.
Actually, there is one. There is one that is yet to be complete shit, which is a Returner's Magic Should Be Special, which,
Woo-hoo.
what a name.
Yeah.
Basically, the show starts at the end where a group of heroes defeat the final boss or whatever. It's like this dragon called Boromir Spaghetti. I think that's literally its name. And then they kind of all die because it's like a dragon, and it's like mana heart or something explodes, and they get sent back in time, and are like, only one of them remembers. And he's like, okay, we literally ran 1 million people at this dragon trying to kill it. I have 10 years to prepare the world. What the fuck am I going to do? And that's the hook. And now he's in school. So I don't know that it's actually going to be good either.
Yeah. No.
Like the idea of you get to try and like prepare the world for a cataclysmic event like this may be interesting. He's in school,
so they're taking their time.
Not spaghetti, excuse me. Boromir Napoleon.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, that makes way more sense than Boromir Spaghetti.
Yeah, Napolitan. Which I think I googled and is the Japanese word for a type of spaghetti. Yeah. It's ketchup
maybe
spaghetti.
Translated.
Yeah.
Ketchup spaghetti.
Yes.
Which is a thing, so it makes more sense than Boromir Spaghetti.
Yeah. Boromir ketchup spaghetti.
Yeah. Like Boromir from Lord of the Rings, Boromir?
That is how it is spelled.
Oof, that's weird, man. All right.
So, you know, maybe it might be good.
Probably not.
Please, I want some good shows. Please. Please, some good shows.
I know, right? They're capable of doing good shows.
Oh, and then there's Goblin Slayer, which,
All right, we talked about.
Yeah. Yep.
I just don't know how you mess up Goblin Slayer. Just give the people what they want. Just kill goblins. That's all. That's all that matters. Nobody's like, man, I sure loved this other thing about Goblin Slayer season 1. Everyone's like, yeah, we saw goblins getting slayed. It was awesome.
There's a lot I like about season 1. that
there's other good stuff.
like the way he kills goblins is always unique and interesting. Like he has this drive that like he only cares about other things in the ways he can like utilize that to kill goblins. Like he doesn't
Hmm.
really care about ice cream, but he is interested in the process of how it's made and if he could use that to kill goblins.
Yes, it's
Um,
awesome.
so you just need to contextualize everything with killing goblins. I think maybe the problem is it, his the, I don't know. It works better in anime, maybe, but it's not directly literal as an adaptation from the manga. And so the new studio has picked it up and has picked off with the manga, and the manga is much more general about plot lines rather than everything is about Goblin Slayer.
Right.
Maybe that might be what's going on here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right.
Sad.
That's me
That was
complaining about anime.
yeah, that was a really sad discussion about the new season of anime. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Oh well, it is what it is, I suppose.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I guess it's time to wrap it up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, got some StarCraft in there, got some Goblin Slayer in there, and Demon Slayer in there.
Mm-hmm. All the Slayers.
All the Slayers.
We should go play
Some
Doom.
Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah.
Slayers.
All right, good. So that's going to be it from us today. This has been Falcon Paladin Summicron coming at you with yet another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour on twitch.tv/SummicronCast Live. Also, the VODs go to youtube.com/@Summicron. You can support the podcast direct at patreon.com/Summicron and falconpaladin.store.
It's true.
So yeah, we'll be here next week about the same time. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all,